All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video leading up to the return for The Walking Dead, with The Walking Dead Season 10 premiering on October 6th. In this one, we'll give our thoughts first on the new We Are the End of the World promo, as well as hype for the season. Alright, man, so we have a few weeks coming up to the return for The Walking Dead with The Walking Dead Season 10, and a lot of things have changed in this break this year between the end of The Walking Dead Season 9 and the start for The Walking Dead Season 10. I guess you could say that regardless of whatever else has happened throughout The Walking Dead series, for The Walking Dead as a whole, this year was the biggest year of change overall, and between the seasons, this is the season of, the biggest change in The Walking Dead. I mean, going from last year with Rick, and then, of course, this year with The Walking Dead comic book series ending during the summertime in July. This one definitely does feel different than normal. So we'll get into that in a bit and give our thoughts kind of on that. But link will be in the description if you guys have not checked out the new Whisperer's Creepy End of the World a trailer, which is pretty cool. You get to see Gamma in it. You get to see Alpha and Beta, of course, as they're kind of, I don't know if it's like their words they're just saying to each other, and it's something they say, but they say it in sequence with one another, as in the promo, which is really cool and very creepy. But it's sort of going along, in my view, of them embracing the Whisperer way, which is to blend in with the dead and really become just become the dead, and viewing themselves as the end of the world. So they're part of the dead as Whisperers. They have totally camouflaged and integrated themselves into being like the dead, and so thus they view themselves sort of in a way as the dead, and them being the end of the world, together. So it's pretty cool. You get to see little flashes of Michonne, Daryl, a lot of the others here, and Eugene and that, so it looks great. Aaron as well too, like we always say, looking a lot like the comic book Rick looked at this time, and so very cool. So definitely check out the new preview trailer if you guys haven't seen it yet. Every Thursday they're releasing new kind of trailers and info and stuff like that. We also got titles and descriptions, which we'll go into soon. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow, and we'll give our thoughts on the titles and descriptions for the Walking Dead Season 10's episodes. So definitely check out that trailer if you haven't seen it. So the comment came in from Kang era Daryl, which is it just me, or the hype of the TV show died when the comics ended? So so I definitely wanted to go ahead and touch on this one a little bit more, because I think it is a big kind of thing coming up this year. Like I said, this is the year of the biggest change for the Walking Dead universe overall, I think, because the comics are literally over. So as big as Rick being killed off in the TV series, or leaving, which he ended up leaving. He didn't end up being killed off in the TV series, which was great to see compared to last year. But for this one, it is quite a bit different, and also the information that we got, that not only is the Walking Dead comic book over, but there's no. It doesn't sound like there's going to be another one. Like, it doesn't sound like there's going to be a sequel to the Walking Dead comic book series. It doesn't sound like there's going to be any kind of one-shots or anything else. It really just does sound like the Walking Dead comics are over for good. And that one really has affected, I think, the way people look at The Walking Dead overall. It even affected Fear the Walking Dead, I think, this year. Fear the Walking Dead's second half of its fifth season in particular has been, I'd say, one of the weaker that they've done. Maybe one of the weakest halves of the season so far, with the amount of episodes we've had, that maybe Fear has ever had. But, certainly the comics ending right away when that happened, within about a month or two, people were like, oh, okay, that's it, it's over. It's sort of like when the canon original series ends, all the others just kind of feel like they're still on, but it's over, right? So you get this weird cognitive dissonance type of thing, to where it's like, but The Walking Dead's over, but the TV series is still on. So, man, it's really sad to see. I wish The Walking Dead comics would have gone on longer, but, again, it was a lot of work for them to do, and it was a small operation of just a few people, and so, eventually they made the decision here to give it a good ending, and they did that, I think. They certainly did give the comics a good ending with how it ended this summer. If you haven't seen my videos on how the comics ended, you can definitely watch them. They're in the channel right now. Just look back in the channel name through the July videos and me reviewing the end of The Walking Dead and stuff like that. So it has had a huge impact. Like, even with me with making videos and stuff, I've had a harder time with making Walking Dead videos. I've been doing a lot of Fear stuff because, I don't know, with The Walking Dead being the original Walking Dead TV series, like the canon series, series, it does have a really sad feeling when the comics are over, and then we're getting excited and getting ready for a new season, but the comics are done. It's different than any season before that we've ever seen, and I feel most sorry for the Walking Dead team who's still working on the TV series, like Angela Kang and all the others, Samantha Morton, everybody who's still in the Walking Dead television series and still doing a great job, Norman Reedus and everybody. I think we got to really appreciate everything they do, because none of this had anything to do with them. It was not any of their faults that Andrew Lincoln had to go. It was his time. He had put in his years, and he couldn't keep that kind of schedule going due to his personal life and stuff like that. So he had to do switch to the movies, and luckily he agreed to that, and they were able to do that. Which is going to be great. We'll at least get one movie and hopefully 3, like they kind of said. We'll see if it gets all the way through there. If that works all the way through, we'll have to see. Hopefully it does. But I feel really sad for the Walking Dead television series team, because all this stuff has happened. For example, since Angela Kang took over with season 9, it wasn't her fault that Andrew Lincoln was leaving. It's not her fault all this stuff is happening. It's not her fault that Nigel is leaving. And also, of course, it's none of their fault that the Walking Dead comics finally came to an end after 15 plus years. It just kind of happens. So I think that it'll take some getting used to. It'll take some time for a lot of us as hardcore Walking Dead fans to kind of come to terms with. And I think it still is, because, if you're reading a comic and you're getting it every month for 15 years or for a long time, whenever, each of us found the Walking Dead comics, if we were into it, or TV series, and we just wanted to kind of know what happened in the comics and each time. When there was a release, you're kind of getting a glimpse of the future, and you're getting a glimpse of down the road, and there's always that excitement of, I can't wait to see that adapted in some way in the TV series, and if this character's killed off at point-blank range in a shootout here that's unexpected, in an unexpected way, who will get that death in the TV series, and how will that go? It just added some excitement to it that I'm pretty surprised to see that now that the comics are over, the TV series, it doesn't quite have that exact same feel. It just has a different feel. And I had said when it happened that I thought maybe that it'd make the TV series even more important, because you would not have the comics, you would only have the TV series. But it seems, at least so far, to not kind of be that way. That said, I am, just as excited for this season, I think, as I usually would be, given the circumstances, given what's happened with the Walking Dead property as a whole. And I hope that we get many more years of the TV series, and I hope that we have committed people like they have right now, like I mentioned earlier, that want to continue to do it, because ultimately you need people who are going to want to be committed to it and are going to want to do it for the long haul. And certainly they put a lot of work into it, even with the Walking Dead comic book series as well too. They put so much work into it, just the same as the TV series guys do, just in a different way, whether it be writing, making those decisions of what you're going to do creatively, or the Charlie Adler's artwork, that kind of thing, week in, week out, day after day, creating those amazing zombie pages for us and everything that he did. So man, it's kind of a sad point for Walking Dead, but nothing at fault with the TV series internally. This is all stuff that's happening externally to it, with just the series having been going this long. So I'm happy that it's still on. I'm grateful for it, and it is still my favorite series on TV. So for that, I am still really excited for it. But I'm also understanding of everybody and how you guys are feeling, and that for some people, maybe, they really enjoy the Walking Dead comics, and now that the comics are over, it doesn't quite feel the same for them. All I would say is just, try to appreciate the TV series is even still on, and keep in mind how rare it is for a series to last 10 full seasons with 16 one-hour episode orders, each season after the first couple of seasons, having these big orders, 16 episodes a year at an hour-long block, with some extended episodes and all this stuff. It's kind of amazing that the TV series is even still on, and we have a new season coming up. And for that, I personally really appreciate it, versus, as we saw recently with the comics ending, it's really sad when there's nothing there and there's nothing to go to, and there's no sequel, there's nothing coming up, there's nothing to get excited for, there's nothing to get hyped for, and so that's even more sad when there's nothing. So I think we should try our best, even as sad as some of us are, which is totally understandable, to try to look forward to the new season, to get to see the Whisperers, to get to see what way they're going to go with it, how things are going to play out, and of course, not all of it being their responsibility, that, of course, the crew that's been involved with The Walking Dead, they're at a decade point now. They've pretty much passed the decade. They've done their 10th season, for the series. So it's, so some people are going to go off to the movies, some people are going to leave, some people are going to do their stuff, and we got to understand and appreciate that as well too. We got to think of it just like us with our jobs that we do day to day or whatever we do. If you work full time or whatever, people leave, people move on, people find other positions, they leave. It's the same, it's the same thing in Hollywood and with TVs or movies and comics and all this entertainment industry, if not even more so, because things are changing even more for them. A lot of times they'll get a role in a series and it just lasts 1 year, then they got to go find some other job, or they got to do this, they got to do that, so it's good stuff. But I think we should try our best to still try to enjoy the Walking Dead TV series, appreciate it for what it is, and realize that reality and life, and this is one of the things that makes Walking Dead so great, I think, is it's pretty close to reality in terms of the story. It doesn't always work out the way you'd expect. Sometimes you are shocked by the events and the way things happen. Sometimes it just it just doesn't go how you'd expected, and certain people that maybe you thought were a lock, sometimes they're not. And it's just the same with zombie apocalypse characters. So, sometimes things happen, somebody's killed off or whatever. That's mimicking, in a lot of ways, mimicking real life in its unpredictableness, going forward, and its spontaneity and how things just happen all of a sudden, and you're not always ready for it. You're not always anticipating it or in a place where you're going to see it coming. So let me know what you guys think about that one. That's the best I can do right now, just understanding both perspectives, and happy for people that are still really hyped for it, and understanding of those that are not as much as usual, because nobody expected that. Nobody saw that coming for the Walking Dead comics to be over like that. And I understand if it's affected them wanting to watch Fear or them wanting to watch the original series as much as they used to, considering those future moments are not being laid out each month in an amazing graphic novel type of fashion, right? Toxik Blackrain says, I would like to see Negan kill Alpha. So he wants to see Negan be the one to kill Alpha. Someone's going to kill Alpha. I mean, I guess we can't assume that for sure Alpha is going to die this season, but someone's got to do it, I guess, if they're going to go that route. And Negan would be a good choice. Or I like Michonne. I like the idea maybe Michonne does it and then she has to leave or whatever because Beta's coming after her or something. So I don't know. We'll see. Dr. Des said, on a side note, I hope we get some Rick movie news because it's been almost a year. Yeah, it's been almost a year, man. I don't have much from what I've heard. He was filming Penguin Bloom. Andrew Lincoln was doing Penguin Bloom, and I expected this. When they announced it, I was just happy Rick was still alive creatively in the universe. Because I really thought for a while they were just going to kill him off, and I'm glad they didn't, because they can still use him in the movies. They can still do stuff with him. It's like he's out there somewhere, and that gives you some kind of hope, or it just makes it a little bit better than if they'd had to just kill him off. But I knew when they were doing the movie route that it could be a long haul. Like, it could take a while. Like, it could be, like we might not see the release of the Walking Dead movie. I don't even think it hasn't started filming yet or anything like that, so far as I know, unless I'm wrong on that. I don't think it has. So, it's possible we might not even see a 2020 release date for it, or if we do, it might be like right at the end of the year, like in December or something, before we get to see it. Or it might get pushed into 2021. They're doing the theatrical release now, so, will it be like a Christmas time movie type of deal, December release, or will it be in the spring 2021? I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I hope the sooner the better, right? We want to see that as soon as we can. But when you're doing a big budget Hollywood type movie deal with Universal involved and theatrical release, and you're going to go big or go home, it's you have to. It's going to be a big thing, so it could take a while. So we just have to be patient as best as we can. Look forward to it. Can't wait to see it. But I guess if they need to take their time to do it right and have it be that epic, either way, I think it's going to be the best. I'd expect for it to be the best zombie apocalypse movie ever. With the return of Rick and how much hype that's going to have and everything, it's just got to be, right? Like how could it not be the best zombie apocalypse movie? It's got to be the best ever with how much hype it has and build up. I mean, that's like 9 years of build up just to this one, see him return instead of being killed off. It's going to be so cool. That is, hopefully, if he doesn't get, killed off in the first movie or something. So, excited for it, though. Rob Hornsby says, does that mean you're giving up on the new series because Fear is bad? How much better can a new series gotta be? Or it's got to be worse, right? So the new 2020 series is hitting next year in what I'm calling the Year of the Dead 2020, which maybe it won't be if the Rick movie doesn't hit. But there'll be 3 Walking Dead series on next year. I'm not giving up on the new series. I'm intrigued to see it. and I'm interested in any Walking Dead property that comes out. I want to see what it's going to be. But I want to check myself before I wreck myself. I don't know, DNC. I want to make sure that I keep my expectations in line here. I guess my expectations are a little wild for the Rick movie because maybe it will disappoint me. I don't know. We'll see. I hope not. But this other series, I want to keep my expectations low because I know that Fear was one that every year I just hear it all the time. Like, it's a lot of negativity around Fear. So for the other series, I just don't want to get my hopes up too high with the kids and everything because, it's a new thing, it's different, and it might be a lot different from what people expect. And maybe that'll be good, maybe that'll be bad, but I don't want to get too hyped for it and then be disappointed for it is basically where I'm at with that one. So we'll see how it actually ends up being for Rob. But I am open to seeing it, open to the possibility of seeing this third series, and at least want to give the first season a try and then see how it goes from there. SavageRicktator says, Carol is more psychologically broken and scarred than anyone. She needs to team up with Negan and infiltrate the camp. So that's good. Christy and Shane Meek said, all right, only 24 days until season 10. So excited. Thanks for all your hard work that you put on the videos, Trev. I enjoy every single one of them. So thanks to them. And I'm glad. See, they're feeling good about it. They're positive about it. So I hope you guys really enjoy the premiere. And that's great, man. Yeah, we gotta remember, too. I can't, put all negative stuff in here. We got to have some positivity to go along with this stuff here, too, because there are a lot of people that are excited for season 10. And I am one of them, too. Mixed emotions, but part of it is excited as well. Melinda Guy says, I think Alpha's daughter will kill her. And so that's a prediction for Lydia. I almost forgot Lydia was even in the show. So I don't know. For some reason, just all the stuff that's been going on, I kind of forgot about that she's still there. And Henry was the one instead. And the last one will be from Chris Tien H, who says, I think they must end the Whisperer story arc in season 10. I'm not sure if that's necessary because you have the Michonne leaving arc too. So you have Michonne leaving, you have the Whisperers and the build up to the war, you have the aftermath of what happened with the Pike scene, you have the time skip that's gone through. I think there's probably enough there to get maybe a half season out of the Whisperers in season 11, first half or something. But we'll see. Angela Kang's storytelling type of timeline seems to be a bit faster than Gimple's was from season 9, but it's hard to gauge on one season. So maybe you're right. Maybe they'll go through the whole Whisperer arc by the end of the season. But I'm kind of hoping it continues into season 11. However, you might not want to go 2 full years because they did that with the Saviors and people didn't like it that much. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it will be done by the end of this year. But I'm kind of hoping to see Beta maybe continue on a little bit and at least seeing him a little bit in season 11. I would not want to see Beta be killed off in season 10. I hope that he won't be. Anyway, that'll be it for this video today, guys. Let me know where you're at, how you guys are feeling. We can be honest here. We can tell, how we're actually doing, whether it's excited and positive for it or not. You guys can share that with me and just leave a comment. And guys, the only thing I'll ask is try not to attack each other. This has been a bit of a trying year for Walking Dead fans with the comics ending and all the different stuff that's been going on with Walking Dead. And so as a result, try to be understanding of each other. And, if you're excited for it, great. And if you're not excited for it too, please don't try to force your opinion on others and try to, bash other people and say, no, it's going to be crap and it has to be crap and you can't enjoy it. Like, if people are excited for it, they can enjoy it. And if people are sad because of what happened with the comics, you got to understand that as well, too. A lot of people really love that comic series, me being one of them. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and subscribe to the bottom left if you're new. That's it for this one. See you guys again soon for another Walking Dead video. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace later, guys. See you soon.